Hey there, guys. It's Mia here. I am so excited. I am so excited about this live today. I'm so excited about it. Happy New Year. And I know that you're going to exceed your goals this year. And I'm absolutely committed to doing everything that I can to support you in having the most magnificent year to build a life of ease and grace. And tonight I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Tonight's live is simply 7 ways to be courageous and show up for yourself this year. Now, I know you're smart, you're talented, you're gifted, you're amazing in every single way. And I want you to know that whatever it is that you're seeing in your mind's eye, or whatever's on your vision board, or any of you who write resolutions or have goals for this upcoming year, you can do this. I've watched so many of my clients over the last, years hit and exceed their goals in 1 year, like literally go from having an idea to many of them getting themselves free, many of them hitting 6 figures and beyond with their ideas, licensing, or whether it is becoming a coach or consultant or a high level speaker, or selling what they have at many different levels, just through licensing deals. I want you to understand this is possible for you. This is going to be your year, but you've got to be courageous for yourself, and you're going to have to think outside the box. So I hope that you're ready for a magnificent live tonight, because I am super pumped, super rested, a little jet lag, but super rested. And my only goal is to support you with understanding that this year could change everything. Just the decisions that you make, the habits that you put forward, the intention that you set could literally set you up for a life that's unrecognizable this time next year. And if that is something that you desire as you hear this, I want you to write, "That's me," because literally claiming it is one of the most amazing things that happened for me in my life, in my world. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mia Redrick. I'm a business and life consultant. And actually, I got started in my company over 20 years ago. And I just had an idea. Many of the things that I'll share with you today, these are the exact things that I did in the exact order in order for me to be able to achieve my goal, which was to build a business and a brand supporting women with understanding that what you know is exceptionally valuable, properly packaged. Today, I've coached tens of thousands of women literally around the world and showed them how to take their knowledge, their background, their gifts, their talents, their expertise, and how to package it specifically into a high income producing product or service that gives them greater time freedom, that shows them how to build a business without building a business with hustle and grind, but instead ease and grace. I've showed them equally how to work from anywhere and how to renegotiate the way that they earn. Many of my clients are already high paid, but they were trading time for dollars, and maybe 150 an hour, 250 an hour, something like that. And they wanted to understand a different model, a different method to be able to earn income with what they already know, leveraging their background, their gifts, their talents, and their skills. So that's the conversation you want to have tonight, or this year. You're thinking, how can I get started? You're in the right place tonight. I'm going to teach very simply. I've got 7 points, which I might have a bonus, and that's 7 important steps to be courageous for yourself. Like, what are the most important steps as I see it? And these are the things that I have done over the years that have made all the difference. When I got started in my company, I did not have any clients. I didn't have any product already created. I just had a vision of what I wanted to do. And I moved in the direction of courage. All right. There was no guarantee that the business would work. There was no guarantee that I'd coach thousands of women. There was no guarantee that I'd get signed to Emmy nominated, nationally syndicated television shows, or do corporate deals with Fortune 100 and 500 brands. There was no guarantee, but I had courage and belief in myself. And I launched with these simple things. And today, my life is unrecognizable. Fast forward, I've had the opportunity to be there for my family when they've needed me most. And I know that if you are, all of us have family. And if you build your business properly, you can show up for the things that matter the most. And I think that's one of the things that's, to me, super important. as you build your business. So if you're ready, I am ready. I want you to simply write, I'm ready. And it doesn't matter what platform you're on, or even if you're watching the replay, I want you to write, I'm ready, because you do have to be ready to receive a powerful message today. I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to share the 7 most important, courageous things you could do for yourself in order for you to hit and exceed your goals in this upcoming year. Number one, is to acknowledge your strengths. So one of the most courageous things you could do for yourself is acknowledge your strengths. Like, I meet so many smart, sharp people who are talented. You see it at work. People are coming to you. You're the go-to person, and you are incredible at what you do. But sometimes we're so close to the gift that we don't acknowledge the strength. We don't acknowledge what it is that we are doing that's creating that demand from others, that people are asking us over and over again. And if this is you, you've got to be courageous to be able to show up in the gift, to acknowledge it and not be afraid of the gift. Let me explain what I mean by this. Sometimes when you're very, very talented at what you do, sometimes there can be almost a shyness that goes along with it, because you may have been that person over the years that you've always known the answer. That person you always knew the answer. And you didn't know why other people didn't know the answer, and it didn't even matter to you. You just loved learning. You're a very talented, smart, sharp, talented being. And sometimes we've learned as smart individuals to pause and give someone else their turn. And maybe that's you. So when I talk about being courageous and acknowledging your gifts, I want you to show up tall for yourself. Really think about, what are my strengths? What are my talents? What is it that people are coming to me for? What is it that I know is my zone of genius? And I don't want you to hide any longer. I don't want you to wait your turn any longer, because there are people in this world that need what you have, and they will only find you if you show up for yourself. And you've got to be courageous, and you've got to be brave for yourself. You cannot do it by asking permission or saying, is it my turn? Are you guys with me? Are you following me? And it's really important. I see this all the time with brilliant, smart, sharp women. Those are the women that I work with. And many of them have been conditioned over the years to just like, okay, I'm extra. You're not extra. This is extraordinary is where you start. And I think it's embracing that part of you, your giftedness and your talents, and understanding those gifts are not for you. And when you start thinking about the kind of results that you create on the platforms and the places that you've been, it's the reason why you're going to have great success leveraging your gifts this upcoming year. But the only reason that I can work with you is if you can acknowledge your gifts and your talents and not hide from them. Are we clear? Okay. And if we're clear, I want you to write absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. Okay. Number 2, today we're talking about the 7 ways to be courageous for yourself to hit and exceed your goals. And what I've covered already is the importance of acknowledging your strengths and not being on mute, not playing small, not being fabulous, not shining bright like the diamond that you are. And I know that there's somebody out there that's saying, but Mia, what about, I just don't want to come across as like braggadocious, or, I'm a very humble person. You can be very humble also and acknowledge what you're really good at, because if we're talking about starting a business, people are only going to want to work with you and choose you because they know what you're magnificent at. Are we clear? All right. Number 2. The second thing is, I want you to explore different scenarios as it relates to launching your business. And let me explain what I mean. When we're talking about being courageous, a lot of times the reason people are not courageous is because they only look at one way to grow their business. So I see this a lot, where I'll work with someone who's a professional, very, very talented, already making multiple 6 figures before they start working with me or more. And they can only see one way to get to launch a business. So maybe they're thinking, in order for them to work with me and to package what they know in a completely different way, let's say we said it was a therapist, they're thinking, I can't take on another 40 to 70 hours a week. I need you to be completely open-minded about a whole different way to work. All right. The truth of the matter is, most of my clients that have come to me, the biggest thing that I've helped them with is their mindset and renegotiating the way that they can earn based on the business that they have. You have to explore different scenarios. And if you knew those scenarios, you would be living them right now. You would jump right into this business and you would get started. But you've got to understand that exploring different options for yourself, being open to a completely different way is the way. If someone would have told me, 20 years ago, Mia, you could build a business from the comfort of your home. Hey there, darling. You could build a business from the comfort of your home. And I would have been thinking, like, is this possible? I mean, if I'm working for corporate, how is it that I'm going to work from the comfort of my home? And where are my clients going to come from? These people that I don't know, how is that going to work? I had to be open. I want you guys to hear me, to different scenarios, things that I did not already know. And that's, hey, Tawanda, and that's one of the benefits of deciding to have a mentor or a coach, right? Or someone that, in my opinion, that's living in the way that you want to live. You're going to do it your own way. But, my motto is, if you're not free, you can't teach me. I've had tons of mentors over the years. Every mentor I've ever had has been a full-time entrepreneur. Because why? My only goal was to be a full-time entrepreneur and to work from the comfort of my home. And guess what happened? Exactly that. And I want you to understand that this year is the year to explore different scenarios. And you can only explore different scenarios if you make high-level investments in yourself, if you're asking yourself the right questions about who should I work with. Look at someone that you're like, I want to work with. Think about what you want to do, and then think about the life or the lifestyle that the person has, and ask yourself, is that for me? Is that something that I want? So, for example, if I want to work from anywhere, then I want to work with someone that's working from anywhere. And they're not going to just tell me that they're working from anywhere, because if you're working from anywhere, I should see you working in other places. Is that correct? All right, somebody right? Correct. All right. What if I wanted to be this person and I wanted to travel for 3 months or of the year, right? Or more, right? Of the year, then I might work with someone that is traveling 3 months of the year. Remember this time last year, for those of you who've been following me, one of my biggest goals on my vision board for myself for 2022 was to travel 45 days alone in 2022. And I did exactly that. And to travel with my family for 2 months throughout the year. And I've done exactly that. The reality is that if I were choosing, if that were a goal that I had, then I would choose a mentor that's living in a way that's congruent with what I want. Is this making sense? All right. And I see so many people who get caught up in the wrong shiny objects. You get caught up in a motivational message, a pretty dress, or something that's exciting, when the reality is that you need mentorship that's going to allow you and teach you to explore different options that you don't already know. It is absolutely possible to take your talents and your skill and your background and your gifts and to package them and get yourself free and renegotiate the way that you earn on your own terms. Number 3. Okay, today I'm teaching on the 7 ways to be courageous for yourself. And when you do that, how to hit and exceed your goals. I've already covered 2. Number 1 is acknowledging your strengths, your gifts, and your talents, like 100%, and showing up tall in those gifts. No longer being shy about them, no longer muting your story, but really owning it. And number 2 is exploring different scenarios, right? And learning what you do not know, because that's the secret sauce, all right? Not teaching yourself. Number 3 is letting go of your comfort zone, okay? Letting go of the comfort zone. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. I'm going to tell you, every single thing that you desire is going to make you shake a little bit, okay? If you think about anything that you've done that's been huge or significant in your world, it could be, getting married. It could be, a new job or position. It could be a presentation. It could be a media interview. It could be anything. Every time you had those opportunities and they were successful, You were nervous a little bit. You were afraid a little bit. You were out of your comfort zone. So I want you to understand that every single thing that you want, you're going to be courageous for yourself. By stepping outside of that comfort zone and understand the more comfortable you are, the less growth is happening in your life and in your world. Stretch yourself, challenge yourself, exceed what it is that you already have. I have clients sometimes or prospects who'll say to us, well, what is your goal? What do you want to earn in your business over the next year? And they'll say, $100,000. And I'll say, well, what are you earning currently in your business? They might say $300,000. And it's like, well, why is your goal to make less in your business than it is in your current work situation? Get outside of your comfort zone, really explore, go deep with yourself and say, what is the goal that will change my life? Okay. What's that goal that will change not only my life, but my family's life? I'll tell you something that, to me, when we as women are able to build amazing businesses, you got to understand that your families they're the direct benefactors of your growth, your investment, everything that you do. So when you're dreaming, dream huge for yourself, right? Stand tall for yourself, right? And get outside of your comfort zone, do things that are different, and I think equally that's where great mentorship comes, because when we're mentoring ourselves, we can play small and we can hide. But when you're being mentored by people who are giant in their own gifts and talents, they are going to demand more of you because they can see you as you can be. And sometimes we need people to see us, right? Don't you agree? So if you agree and this is resonating, I want you to write, this is resonating. I'm getting this, okay? Because it's a new year and it's really important for us all to understand how to be courageous so we can hit and exceed our goals. And we cannot get there by being comfortable. Sometimes that elevation requires, almost always, a level of discomfort. It's a place you're being that you've never been before, but just because you haven't been there doesn't mean that level is not ready for you. Does that make sense? And I think a lot of times we are really surprised, like when we get to that other side, like I never knew it was going to be this easy. Well, you'll never know it'll be this easy if you just keep, investing at the lowest level, not challenging yourself to be big, not working with who you need to be working with, not reaching for the biggest goals, not, standing tall for yourself and your gifts and your talents. So important. I appreciate each and every one of you. Number 4. The fourth thing that I want you to keep in mind in terms of being courageous for yourself this year is, this is so good. Okay. Doing things easier to lessen your stress. All right, let me repeat. Doing things easier to lessen your stress. Now, here's my theory. The reason that so many people are not courageous is because they do things the hard way. So let me break this down, okay? So the reason that a lot of people are not courageous is because they take the long route. They're like hiking in the mountains and they have no water, okay? And the reality, and they don't have comfortable shoes either. Let's just throw that in. So you got to take the easy route. And what do I mean by that? The easy route to me is knowing what's the most direct way for you to get to where you want to be. And that's building a business, in my opinion, with ease and grace. And I think my clients are often surprised by the models that I share with them, and many, to teach them how they can build their business without what they've already been told: working more hours, trading time for dollars, low ticket launches, selling things for $97, $27, all this kind of stuff, or feeling that they need to have thousands of people on their list in order for them to make hundreds of thousands of dollars or more. It's not true. All right. And I want you to understand that there is a way to do things easier. And when you do things easier, it's a lot less stressful. It just flat is. And I'll give you an example. I'll ask a question here and I'll choose somebody from the audience here. Okay. So what's your annual revenue goal this year? So let's say I was able to help you hit and exceed your goals this year because you stepped outside of your comfort zone, because you decided to be courageous, what's your number? Let's say I helped you package your knowledge into a high ticket product. Imagine that for a second. And as a result of that, you now have customers and clients, and you're a high level coach or speaker, whatever it is you want to do. All right, what's the number that you want to hit this year? Is it, $100,000? Is it $250,000? Is it 500,000? What's your number? Guys, post the number here, and I'll choose somebody from this audience, and I'll demonstrate this, and we'll all learn as a result of what I'm going to share with you. I want you to understand that finding the easier way to do things is wisdom. All right. And so many of us have leaned on the hardest ways because we are looking at the examples of maybe our parents or people in our neighborhood or folks who have never been entrepreneurs, successful, building a business with ease and grace. And as a result of that, we don't have the examples that we need to know how to do things in an easier way. So based on the people that we're talking to who are not building a business, right, that's time rich, that are not building a business where they're leveraging their intellect, they're trading time, we have that advice and that model. So I want to see your numbers here. Is it 100,000? What's your number? Okay. Over the course of this year, how much would you like to make launching your business? Let's put the numbers here, and I'll choose someone from the audience so that I can demonstrate the difference in how you look at building a business, and it makes all the difference. And it's always my honor to be able to pick somebody and share with you, because it enlightens every single person in the room who's thought this has got to be more difficult than it is. All right, it's got to be harder than it is. It isn't. Okay, the truth of the matter is, it's how you look at things that determine whether or not what you want to do is easy or not. Okay. When I got started in my business, I was only, thank you, Lisa. I only sold things for high ticket. I never sold things for low ticket, right? So because I understood ease was better, and I also understood and acknowledged my gifts, number one, okay, I'm number one. And because of it, I knew that I had to charge my worth. All right. So I'm going to choose Tawanda. Tawanda's number is 200K. Okay. So Tawanda, thank you, Lisa. Her goal is $200,000, right? It's scary sometimes to post those numbers. I get it. All right. So here, get this. So let's say $200,000, and tell me what you want to do, Tawanda, right? So let's say Tawanda is thinking about coaching, consulting in some way. And let's say currently you are, I'm going to pull out my calculator, okay? And let's say currently you are working with, let's say 20 clients, okay? And let's say Tawanda has, you can pull out your calculator too, 20 clients. And let's say Tawanda is charging these clients by the hour to coach them, okay? So she's charging $150 an hour. So you guys take 20 clients a week times $150. And then Tawanda makes $3,000 a week. So let me write myself a note so that I can remember this, okay? Okay, so she's making $3K a week, 20 hours a week, trading time for dollars, all right? And she's charging $150. You with me? So 20 hours a week. Mm-hmm. And Tawanda is working with 20 clients. All right. So now if she decided to speak to these people every week, then for 1 hour, then Tawanda is now earning $12K a month. And that means that she's earning $144,000 a year. Okay. So in order for Tawanda to hit her goal, she needs to work with 40 clients a week. Is that right? All right. Are you guys following me? Right. So in order for her to hit her goal, approximately she needs to work with 40 clients a week. So that would be a little bit problematic if she was already working a job. Are you guys with me? It would be very problematic for her because she's working already and now she needs another 40 hours and she's on the phone for 40 hours. And is she going to want to work with more clients? Probably not. She's probably going to be talked out between a full-time job currently or a full-time career and getting her business started. Okay. But what if Tawanda instead decided that her goal is $200,000, that she could create a product where she charged, let's say, I'm just going to make this realistic for you. She charged $10,000 a client. Okay. So let's say that Tawanda learned how to take her knowledge, package it into a $10,000 coaching product. And then she's like, how would I do that? That's right. That's what you got to learn, how to do that so you can have ease. Then Tawanda only needs 20 clients. Let's take it a step further, okay? So let's say that instead of Tawanda, in the other example, in order for Tawanda to hit her goal, she's got to work 40 hours a week, 160 hours a month, okay? But let's just say that we worked on a different model with Tawanda, where she had a group coaching model. And instead of her working with clients one-to-one, she was working with them individually. I'm just saying. All right. And let's say if she did that and she met with her clients even every week, she's now meeting with clients for 4 hours a week. 4 hours a week. And she's hit her goal at 200,000. Okay. Does that make sense? Now, I want to take this a step further. We took 4 hours a month. 4 hours a month times 12, okay, is 48 hours a year at $200,000 if she knew how to build out a profitable group coaching program. Okay, you guys following me? Now, based on the model that I gave you, Tawanda charging $150 an hour and having 40 clients, okay, she would be at 40 hours a week times 4, right? Because 4 weeks, 160 hours a month times 12, that's a year, 1,920 hours. So do you want to work 48 hours a year, okay, in your group coaching program? Do you want to learn how to do that? Or do you want to work with clients individually for $1,920? So when I talk about knowing how to build a business, to do things in a way that's easier, that's what I'm talking about. And the reason that people stay stuck, and broke is because of not knowing how to build out that program so that you can build a profitable program that can sell to your clients. You need to know how to package what you know. You need to know how to price the value, what it is that you do, your background, your gifts, and your talent. You need to know how to market to bring in the right clients, and you need to know how to sell and close. And when you know how to do that and you have a step-by-step process, you now have a shortcut, and that's called ease. Is that crystal clear? Now, that should be a drop mic moment for somebody and a boom moment. And I wanted to give that to you guys this year so you think your minds open up. I'd love to support you in knowing how to take your knowledge and put it in a structure that's highly valuable. Now, it is so important. Okay, number five, we're talking today about how to be courageous so that you can show up tall for yourself and hit and exceed your goals. Number 5 is you gotta redefine failure. And the truth of the matter is, if you're talking about building a business on your own terms, a failure to me is success. I recognize that there is no true failure. Like every single time I'm doing something, I'm moving in the direction of my next level. I don't judge myself by my mistakes. There are lessons, and I am that much closer to where I want to be. And I will tell you, it's about being courageous around the mistakes you make, not judging yourself around them, not being afraid to fail, and understanding that failure is a form of success. It's a stepping stone to success. So if you've got to get everything just right and you're afraid to make a mistake, and I see this a lot with professional women, specifically because they already have a reputation of success. They already are known in the community for being awesome and amazing. And sometimes they don't want to be vulnerable in this new thing, but you're going to have to be vulnerable in this new thing. The reason that mentorship is so important is because you can get caught, okay, when you're making some of those bigger rookie mistakes, right? So with my clients, I'm able to guide them and show them things that they would not think of coaching themselves. Coaching yourself is like, who does that? It is not the shortcut. Okay, you want to redefine your failures. You want to learn from people who have already been there, already done that. Sure, will you make mistakes, but you won't make as big mistakes when you have the right mentorship and coaching to guide you. And sometimes we have to adjust our egos to understand you're not supposed to teach yourself. If you knew what to do, you would already have done it. And I always say this too, like, there's nothing that I've created that you cannot do. The truth of the matter is my clients just pay me for what I know. Okay. They pay me for what I know how to do. Once you know what I know, you can do what I do and so much more. And I encourage it. So I just want you to look at failure completely differently. Even if you've already launched your business over the years and you're like, it didn't work. I tried to run this coaching business. It just didn't work. I attracted the wrong people. It just didn't work. I was blogging. I was podcasting. It didn't work. I didn't know how to market. I never knew how to close. Didn't work, right? I did all of these challenges. Didn't work. I understand all of that. But you got to understand that sometimes it's understanding what didn't work to put you closer to where you need to be. And again, as I mentioned earlier, you just got to make sure the people that you work with, that it's not just a shiny object, that there is evidence and proof of clients that have created amazing results, old and new. If someone's great at what they do, they've got proof, old proof, and they also have new proof, and it's diverse proof. It's not the same 2 or 3 clients over and over again. I'm amazing. I'm amazing. I'm amazing. If someone is great at what they do, they have longevity in what they're doing. You agree, right? So you need to look for that for yourself. All right. And that's really important. Okay. Let's see. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, number 6 is to surround yourself with people who enable your wellness and possibility. So you got to be courageous around this. Now, this is a whole statement. So you got to surround yourself with people who enable your wellness and your possibility. What am I talking about exactly? Why is that courageous? Because it's so easy when you are a dreamer and you think outside the box, to listen to other people punch holes in your dream who have no dreams. Okay, first of all. And I have found over the years that you deserve to have a community of people, I call them giants, okay, who are your ambition level and above, who are not going to ask you, how are you going to do that? But who are going to encourage you every step of the way, share resources with you, and light your fire, right? And fan your flame so that you can grow into whatever it is that you want. And to me, that's really important. Like, that's a healthy dynamic. And so many of us have people who are ambitious in conventional ways, but when we step outside of the conventional ways in the unconventional, I want to start this business. This is what I want to do. We don't always have that support. Surround yourself with people who enable your possibility, who want to see you win, who you ask them to read something or do something, and they find the time for you because they want to see you create the success that you deserve. That's really important. Make that a boundary for you. Be courageous around that. Listen around that. I mean, I think a lot of times we know that's important, but we give people a pass when you're like, you need people in your world that's going to take a stand for you. Your dreams, your vision, even if it's not their dream, even if they don't believe it for themselves, it's possible, but they believe it and want it for you. And that's really important. When you're looking to be an out-of-the-box entrepreneur, create amazing success, hit 6 figures and beyond in your business, in your world, environment is everything. It's everything. All right. And that's the environment, the people, and your relationships, and the conversations, and what's spoken into your life and your world around what it is that you're sharing. and you deserve the very best. And I know for me, I've always had to make investments, significant ones, to be in community with people who were like-minded in their speak, right? In the way that they communicate. And those are the only kind of conversations I want to be a part of. And I will tell you, quite frankly, if ever I'm in an environment where, it's a lower level conversation, I'm out. I just have no interest in it. All right. It's not for me. It's not part of my wellness. It's not part of my next level. Right. The moment that someone says, well, Mia, how are you going to do that? Or who do you think you are to be able to accomplish that? I am talking to the wrong being. All right. And I want you to know this year that you deserve unapologetically to be in the rooms in community with people who are having elevated conversations. And if you don't have that, I've got that. In the Giant Experience Master Training coming up soon, you can meet other women who are your ambition level and above. And I promise you, they'll be there for you. And, I think being there for you sometimes isn't just directly. If someone's there for themselves and they're willing to step outside of the box for themselves and go after their dream, and you watch those people grow and change, it changes you. There's nothing like being in community with people who are doing it, right? Because they show you what is possible. And, and that's one of the reasons that I'm not really that interested in any community that's stagnant, where people just kind of get together. It's like, oh, it's like rah, rah, cheer, cheer. At the end of the day, you want to see people that you are growing with and learning with. You want to see them running, and you want to see them take flight. And you want to see that whole process of watching that happen. That's how you know what's possible for you. When everybody stays in the same place over and over again, year after year, and that becomes part of the culture. See, success can be a culture, or stagnation can become part of a culture as well. And you get to choose for yourself, when you're choosing mentorship, what it is you desire. I work with giants, and I only want to work with giants, people who say yes to themselves and figure it out. And number 1, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 7, I can't believe I got to 7 already. You got to be outside the box. Okay. Like literally, sometimes we have these radical dreams and ideas about what we want to do. And yet we whisper it, because you're like, can I really do this? Is this possible for me? Yes. You got to think outside of the box. You would have never thought of this if it wasn't meant for you to broker this idea. It's for you. You see it because it's yours. It's a gift. And the reason that a lot of people are not successful when they launch is because they have out of the box dreams, but they mute that and they play that in the box game. You understand? So you have an out of the box idea, and then instead of running that play, you run the inside of the box dream, and you try to figure out why it's not working, because you're not congruent, because you are an out of the box person. And the people that want to work with you want to work with you because you're you. I will tell you, like 20 some years ago on a playground, my son's school, he was 4, 20 years ago. Well, yeah, 4. And I'm talking about what I want to do, not one client in hand, what my vision is, how I'm going to go around this world and write this book. And I did all of these things. But at the time when I'm talking about these things, none of these things were real. I'm talking to other parents, and we're all talking about what we want to do and how we're going to do it. But none of it had manifested yet. But it had manifested in my mind. I was thinking outside of the box. I could already see and taste myself traveling around the world. I could already see myself being that mom that could chauffeur her kids everything, right? Without question. I could see me being available to my husband when, however he would need me, no matter what, because I built my business when I needed to. And when he needed me, I could be there for our family. So I just want you to be outside the box, think outside the box, because it's that dream that's going to get you free. It's not the inside the box dream that's going to get you free. I'm telling you, the inside the box dream is going to work like a job for you. It's going to have you charging less, playing small, you know what I mean? Not asking for what you deserve, not working with the right demographic. It's the outside of the box dream that attracts the dreamers, the people you're meant to serve. So let's be clear. All right. Like, can we be clear? And I would say number 8, I always give you a bonus. And I'd love to hear your ahas and your takeaways from tonight. Number 8 is get a mentor. Okay. Work with a coach this year. Invest in yourself at the highest and tallest level of the result you want. So the reality is that you can make any investment that you want, but you should invest at a level you can't walk away from. You'll show up differently. You will, you know what I'm saying? It's different. I always mention this. I bought Tae Bo videos like so long ago, and I never did them. I actually just would watch Billy Blanks do Tae Bo. Like, I'd sit in my basement, put the cassette in. I did say, it was a DVD cassette. And am I dating myself? And I would just watch him, like watch Billy Blanks do Tae Bo. Now I might have paid like $200 for like these Tae Bo videos. They're quite entertaining, right? Like, this is amazing what he can do. The reason that I didn't commit was because it was an investment that I could walk away from. I mean, it was $200. But when I have invested in personal training, which is a significantly more bigger investment, I show up, somehow magically get in my car with my workout clothes, my water bottle, right? And I work out. And, a lot of times we are not where we want to be because we haven't been courageous enough to be investors at the highest and tallest level for ourselves. Now, I'm not really interested in working with people who want patch solutions. I only work with people who want a full solution. Like, you make an investment because you want a return. You make an investment because you want to learn from someone with a proven track record that can show you how to do the thing you want to do. We clear? All right. But be courageous for yourself. Stop being afraid and putting yourself on sale and not investing at the highest and the tallest level in the best possible solution with the best possible resource for you. Does that make sense? Are we clear? Did I shake your shoulders a bit? All right. Today, what I wanted to share very simply were 7, but I gave you 8 ways to be courageous for yourself so that you could exceed at your goals this upcoming year. And I believe I've done exactly that. I would love to hear your ahas on your takeaways. I'll quickly recap as you write your ahas and your takeaways here. What really resonated with you that I shared? And if I can support you anyway, I'd love to. I will post my Giant Experience Master Training link here for those of you who are looking for a 45-day solution to learn how to take your knowledge, put it in a structure, learn how to monetize it step by step, learn how to price, position what it is that you do, learn how to sell it, learn how to market it to attract your ideal buyers. If you want to invest in something that for yourself that is a full solution that has a proven track record, look for more. Okay. So let me recap quickly the 7 ways to be courageous for yourself. Number 1, acknowledge your strengths. Number 1, acknowledge what you're good at, right? Be firm in that, okay? Be sure in that. The reason someone wants to work with you is because you are amazing. Number 2, explore different scenarios, right? You got to take risks and you got to try things a lot of different ways. And, when my clients come to me, I'm not looking to do what they've already done. I want to show you the things that you don't see to do and show you how to do it in a new way. And you've got to explore different options to hit your goal. Number 3, you got to let go of the comfort zones. Comfort is the enemy of progress. It does not serve your highest good. Number 4, you got to find ways to do things easier, okay? And that will lessen your stress. And this idea of coaching and teaching yourself, oh my goodness, right? Number 5, you've got to redefine failure. Redefine your failure. And success is built on making mistakes and learning from them. And don't judge yourself by the things that, don't go well, right? Like, literally, just understand that's part of the process. And that's what we all go through. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, surround yourself with people who enable your wellness and your possibility. These are people who are speaking life to you and your dreams. And you got to have people like that. I've always had to make investments in order for me to be in community with people like that. And number 7, you know what, operate outside of the box with your dream. You know, like understand that this is not about you being in a lane or anything like that. This is understanding like your dreams are yours. Okay. And don't make it smaller. You know, it's the reason why I don't suggest Google searching what other people are doing. What somebody else doing have to do with why God put you here? Okay. You have intention for your life. And if you really want life to be easy for you, you got to operate in that intention. What somebody else is charging has nothing to do with you. Trust me. What somebody else is doing doesn't have anything to do with you. Okay. So the reality is that it's about you getting clear on your purpose and being outside of your box. All right. And number 8 was get a mentor. And you know, getting a mentor is like you need to work with someone your own ambition level and above, someone with a proven track record of the success that you desire. If you want to be free, then insist that your mentors are free. Only work with people who are free. I mean, it's just that simple. Okay. If you whatever it is that you want to see proof, old proof, new proof of the person that you're looking to work with. You want to see that they have the success and results to be able to help not only themselves create results, because anybody could do that, but can you transfer what you know how to do for yourself to others? And if you're great at what you do, you have old proof and new proof, right? Agreed. All right, so that's what I have for you today. I wanted to open the floor for some questions. If you have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them. Or ahas or takeaways. What was your aha or your takeaway from the live today? I'd love to hear it. Okay. Rhonda says, investing in myself. Where should I begin? Looking for a mentor or coach. Well, if I were you, Rhonda, you know, tell me a little bit more about what you want to do. But if I were you, I would first think about what I want to do. And then I would find someone that does it exceptionally well, that's living a life that's congruent with how I want to live. What do I mean? For me, I wanted to be a full-time entrepreneur. So all of my mentors, and I've had many, all have been full-time entrepreneurs. That's been very important to me. I also wanted to learn to coach. I had a background as a corporate trainer. And so I hired multiple coaches who coached individuals, male and female. Simple as that, right? So I started to think about what it is that I wanted, and I looked at many different examples of people who were successful at what they did, and I decided, you know what, I want to learn from those individuals. And that's the way that I would get started. I think sometimes the reason I think it's important, sometimes people choose their mentors or their coaches or coaching programs not based on any of what I just mentioned. They might choose because they see a sale, right? Some catchy phrase or something like that, and they move forward. But it needs to be so much bigger than that. Okay. All right. Awesome. Right. It's so much bigger than that. All right. Any other ahas, takeaways, or questions before I sign off tonight? Thank you, Tawanda. I'm glad this was helpful for you. I'm so glad you were here. And my only intention is to see you take those steps this upcoming year. It can really change your life. I'd love to see many of you inside of the upcoming master training, which is on the 13th and the 14th of January. I look forward to seeing you inside there. I'll help you figure out how to take your knowledge and package it into a high ticket structure on and offline, because it's amazing what you can do with what you already know. And you don't have to go back to school to learn, or you don't have to get another certification. Sometimes you just need to know how to take what you already have, soft skill or hard skill. Hard skill is what you do professionally. Soft skill could be a life skill, something you do for others all the time that people compliment you on, but you can't figure out how to turn that into a product or service in a business to sell. All right. So I love you. I appreciate you. I'm so glad that you were here tonight. And for those of you who are just joining me, I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. I'm so excited that I had the opportunity to speak with you guys tonight. And just I hope that this is like that shoulder shake that gets you to start the new year off on the right track. Share this live, share with someone else that you care about, that you think would benefit as a result of what you've heard tonight. All right. I will talk to you soon. Have an amazing night. You're welcome, Candace.